Hey, Gary, thanks for fitting us in your time schedule. I know you're a busy guy. Todd and I are really looking forward to this. So you have the floor, sir.
Well, I got to stop recording now.
Are we all here?
This is the main index screen.
Oh, great. I see it. I see it. Todd, do you see it?
Yep, I see it.
All right. Well, all right, Gary. So thank you for taking the time to visit with Todd and I about this. We're eager to know how this could help us.
Okay. What you see here is the main index screen. This is the screen that you'll go to once you log in. The login screen, you have a secure login, and it's also encrypted. Index has 5 layers of security, all the way from the password. And anytime data is moved, it's moved in a secure path. All data is put into a secure site. Up at the
Wow.
Up at the top, this is your client info. This is who you'll be. You'll be working with KINUM, so you've got the KINUM client ID and things in there. Index keeps a history. Now this is a demo site, you won't see there, but any data that is transmitted to KINUM is right here. It tells you what the date was down to the second, the product being step 1, step 2, step 3, how many records, and the balance total. We keep history forever. Right now we have history records out there that are over 5 years old. We never delete them.
Excellent.
This is the select screen. As you can see, I have you set up for step 1, 2, and 3. If you decide you want to see step 1, step 2, back up here in the client info, you can reset that if you wish. I'm going to go into select records. This is your filter screen. By filters, I mean this is where you set the aging. In this case right here, it's days from patient responsibility. We're saying in step 1, it's 45 to 90 days. This is customer selectable. You could say, I want to go 50 if you wish, 50 to 90, anything you want. You have the minimum balance and you have the max.
How about 35 to 60?
Excuse me?
Can we get 35 to 60 step 1?
Sure. So 35 to 60?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now what you can also do with index, if you notice here, let's go back out. I'm going to go back into step 1. You notice it's back to what we originally had it set at. So you can say 35 to 60 here, and you can save that filter. Now it's saved. So let's go back out. We'll go back in, and now it's saved forever. Okay. We have a minimum balance. $1 is probably pretty low. Let's just say 25, and a maximum balance. With a maximum, there's several people that use that. We have different rules. We have filters and we have rules. And some people, once a balance goes past, let's say $10,000 or whatever, then they no longer want to take them to step 1, want automatically take them to step 2. Just a different rule.
Okay, so what's the difference?
So what's the difference between a filter and a rule?
Okay, a filter is an aging. Okay, under step 1, how do you want to age this? That's a filter. And you also say, the balances, give me everything above $25, etc. And also down here, you could say exclude these account types. Some of the bad address, we don't want to see that. Okay, that's a filter. A rule it's something unique to you as a client. We have a lot of different rules. It's by account type, by the age of the account, the number, by voucher. If you could say, okay, they're on a payment plan, and you want to, as long as they've made a payment within the last, pick whatever you want, 60 days, then you don't want to include them on the selections. All kinds. Right now, we call them special edits. Right now, we have 14 special edits, and that way you can customize anything you want. And that's a rule. What you're looking at right now is a filter.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so Gary, if say I'm a business and I'm going to be sending information to you, how do I get the information into Kindex?
Okay, how do you get it? Okay, there's all kinds of different ways to get it to Kindex. One of them, you can do it manual. And what that means is you can extract your data, you can write a report, you can do anything, send it to us in a database just whenever you want to. And as long as it's editable data, we can read it and take care of it. What most people do is what we call our auto process. We have a little bit of process that goes out and will extract your data. You tell us what time of the day you want us to extract it. Most people go with about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. That way their backups are complete, those type of things. And then that's when we set it off. And that's the screen you're looking at right now. This screen right here, I believe this morning was done at 5:01 a.m. This is demo data, but we do it every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. So you could do it that way. We have found that every 24 hours is what you would call good enough. We used to do it every hour. That was kind of overkill, but we could actually do it whenever you want it. We could do it every 5 minutes if you want. Again, that's overkill. We have some clients also, all they want to do is write reports and send it to us. Again, as long as it's an editable report, we can do it. We have one that
like
do it through
right?
it's an API. API can be used. We could do it real time. The one we use right now with the API, it's done also at night at 2 o'clock in the morning. But instead of doing a report or downloading data, we're actually making calls to a database. So we can do it through an API. Again,
Wow.
Kindex does we've done what we call normalize the data. So you give us any editable data, we do what we call a mapping on it, and then we can read the data. Most of the time, once you give us the data, within 24 hours, index is up and running.
Sounds
So
great.
is it easier to connect with a software company, or is it easier for the business to connect with you?
Really, either way, it does. It's 6 1/2 does the other on that. We can connect to anybody as long as we can get we get to the data.
But if it's an API, that's typically going to be a provider, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Again, what we're looking for indexes out there looking for data. That's what he's looking for. Where he gets it, how he gets it is neutral to him.
So do you just work in medical? I know that's we're in medical, but do you help other types of businesses as well?
Again, Index looks at it as we're data. So any industry you have, we can do as long as we can get to the data. Right now we have a utility and a school. But you could be a manufacturing plant. We don't. What we're really looking at, we're looking at accounts receivable data. So whatever the business is, we don't care. We'll put the filters on it, and then you'll give it. I'm sure, let's say manufacturing. Manufacturing will have different rules versus medical. So you just tell us what your rules are. Again, it's all customizable. We don't have any two accounts that are the same. Everybody's got different things they want to look at. So the answer to your question is any industry.
Wow, that's fantastic. So this is all updated on a regular basis. And how do you do that? What's the time frame on the updates?
Okay, the updates, as far as the download goes, again, it's whatever the client wishes. If they want to, some of them say, I just want to do it once a week. We found that at least every day is most beneficial. That way you're very timely in reporting. If you index, we'll send to, in this case, KINUM every 12 hours. So the data to KINUM is up to date every 12 hours. So again, but the timing is totally up to the client.
Huh. So wait a minute now. So our team wouldn't have to put these accounts in one by one? I mean, this is something that you're going to upload a whole batch. Is that?
In fact, to help answer that, I'm going to go ahead and run. This is, what are we in, step one? This is using those filters.
Okay.
This is what comes up. Again, this is demo data, just a lot of random stuff, random names out there. This is what you'll see. Most people log in every morning, they'll see this. You can tell here that we're in step one. Now, they may look at it and say, this individual here, for whatever reason, we really don't want to go to step one. We're going to take them directly to step two. You can go down and do that. This one should go step three, however you want to do it. But because you filtered it for step one, everything will probably stay in step one. Now, you can go down through, what do we got here? We got this one, he selected 13 records.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come in here and you can select any record you want. I just want this record, and this record, no others. Or this is almost always what everybody does. They hit that key right there. Now they've got everybody, and they could hit it that way and say, okay, I want everybody except that one. And then once you come down here and you say, so I won't hit that, you hit submit, that is automatically sent to KINUM. And that's,
oh my goodness,
you have to do. We had the best we ever did. We had an account that was spending over 90 man hours a month to send things to their agency. With Index, they got it down to about an hour a month, just doing these type of things.
How much?
An hour. They went from little over 90 hours down to 1 hour. So they pretty much saved 2 full-time employees for this.
That's fantastic.
We also have
when a payment is recorded in the software, does that automatically send the payment to KINUM then too?
Yeah, really probably the shining light of Index is once you do that, once they're selected, all payments are done automatically. You don't have to do anything. We monitor every evening looking for changes in the AR balance. Once we find it, we know that a payment has been done. We automatically send it to KINUM. What we're looking for is that accounts receivable balance to go to 0. Once it goes to 0, we send it to KINUM that, okay, this is paid off, and we reset everything. So yeah, with payments, you don't have to do anything.
What a good question.
There's 2 different ways that Index would work. One of them is what we call the online system, which is what you're looking at right here. We have other people who really don't want to do, let's say, anything. And so that's what we call our batch mode. It does it automatically. You don't even have to do this. You just give us the rules, you give us the filters, we'll run it, automatically send it. And of course, once a week, you can do it whenever you want, but usually the first of every month, we'll send you an email that says, here's what we did this last month. But you can do it every week, whatever you want.
That sounds like the way to go to me.
Absolutely. We're trying to save money and get paid faster. I mean, this is great.
Exactly.
Gary, do you have any understanding of how much better your clients might do using this versus to whatever they were doing before as far as their accounts receivables?
Yeah, we watch a lot of different things. We call them IPIs, Index Performance Indexes. One of the biggies that we watch, and we've noticed, one of them is the time savings. We watch that. But the average AR, now this data, since we've been keeping statistics, is over 2 years old. The average accounts receivable balance from the time they start until they started using Index goes down on an average of 32%. So wow. We watch that, and we always think that's a good performance index to watch. Okay. Plus the fact that now you don't have to wait till somebody logs into another portal, re-enters the data because you're touching the data twice. Most of the time, people will do that somewhere between 50 and 60 days out, whereas Index will do it within 12 hours. You get it. And if 12 hours isn't good enough, You tell us what your time frame is, and that's when we do it. We do have one right now that does it noon every day and midnight every day. So they do it twice a day. Everything's customizable, whatever you want. That's what you get. Okay.
And it doesn't matter what the balance is or anything like that,
Excuse me.
as long as it's not more than $10,000, right? Is that what I
well,
understood?
This right here. Let's go back here and select the records. In fact, on this one, I'm just going to go ahead and go to step 2. Again, this is your filter. It can be anything you want. The maximum balance means certain things. It's I've always wondered about it, because what's this mean? $10,000. If you owe over $10,000, you won't do anything. Now, what some people use that for is if it is over $10,000, and most of the time they got it set like 1,000, and the filters say take them to step 1 because it's over $10,000. Send it automatically to step 2, or send it automatically to step 3. It just depends on what you want to do.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this sounds great. Hey, Todd, we're going to have to call that Steve guy, and I think we should get started with this. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. That's probably the next question is, how long does this take to get going?
Okay. On average, it takes us 2 weeks, but as long as, and we have to do that, it takes that long because we've got to set it up. And usually we got to get in contact, depending on your organization, we have to get in contact with your IT resource. We have to know, where's your data stored? How do we want to transfer records back and forth? Those type of things. Once indexed, the way we do it, we start out with this. This is a demo, of course. Once we say, okay, I want to move forward, then we're going to get a hold of your IT people, or maybe you do it. If you decide that we just want to do it by report, you give us the data. Once we get the data, we usually turn that around in 24 to 48 hours. Then we'll log back in on a demo just like this. We'll show you your actual data, how it's going to come up. And then what we also do, and we do this all the time, once we first do it, then we'll give you these type of statistics. And this is what your total system looks like. We can burrow down. This is all everybody over 120, those type of things. But we'll give you that, and you say, okay, I'm ready to go. That's just a switch to us right there. And we say you're in test mode. We go in and say, now you're production. The next morning, whenever your downloads, however we decide to extract the data, you're off to the races. You're in production at that point.
So let me ask you, if we're doing, if our CRM system or our management system is already being used by another client, does that make it easier for you to just transition the information and come right over so we can get started quicker?
Sure. The best indexes ever done getting in production from the time we demo is 4 hours. We did it in 4 hours.
Oh, that's pretty quick. Okay.
But they were ready to go. They gave us the data. And actually, it was a system that we already knew. If we know the system, we can do it super quick. But we already knew it, so we just flipped it around. Everybody was ready, and so within 4 hours, a little over 4 hours, they were in production. By the way, if you decide that you don't want to wait till 2 a.m. for whatever reason, you can hit the download key right there, and we'll take it immediately.
Wow, these are great options. I'm ready to go, Todd. What do you think?
Yep, I think it's perfect.
Okay.
Well, we're going to get in touch with our rep, Steve Myron, and we'll be in touch, Gary. We appreciate your time, and thank you for being so open to questions. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Gary.
Uh-huh.